You know, it's a strange thing. People talk about destiny as if it's this passive force, something that just happens to you while you wait around. But that's not how life works. That's not how love works. There's something profound, deeply profound, about the way two people are drawn together. And sometimes it feels as though the universe itself, or perhaps something far beyond it, is orchestrating events, nudging you, shaping you, refining you, until you and that person finally end up together. People often believe that if something is meant to happen, it will simply fall into place. They sit back and wait, hoping that destiny will do all the work for them. But that's not how life unfolds, waiting passively for love, for success, for meaning. It doesn't work. You are not a spectator in your own story. You are the protagonist, and that means you have a responsibility to act. The idea that two people are destined to be together is a comforting one, but destiny does not mean inevitability. It means potential. And potential is useless unless it's actualized through effort, discipline, and transformation. If you want a meaningful relationship, one that truly lasts, you must prepare yourself for it. You must become someone capable of sustaining that connection. Think about it this way. If you were handed the perfect relationship right now, would you be ready to handle it? Would you have the emotional maturity, the communication skills, the self-awareness required to nurture and protect it? Most people, if they're honest, would admit that they have work to do. Relationships are not about finding someone who will complete you. They are about two whole individuals coming together to create something greater. And if you are not whole yet, if you are still avoiding your own flaws, ignoring your responsibilities, or waiting for someone else to fix you, then the relationship you desire cannot truly thrive. Every struggle, every disappointment, every challenge you face before meeting that person serves a purpose. It's training, it's refining you, teaching you how to handle conflict, how to be patient, how to navigate difficulties without running away. Love is not about effortless romance. It's about standing in the fire together and coming out stronger. And if you are not yet strong enough to withstand that, then destiny will not hand it to you on a silver platter. So, rather than waiting for the perfect person to show up, start becoming the person who is worthy of them. Work on yourself, face your weaknesses, take responsibility for your life, because when you do, when you embrace growth instead of waiting for fate, you put yourself in alignment with what is truly meant for you. And when the time is right, when you have done the necessary work, everything will fall into place, not because you waited, but because you became ready. People often see struggles in relationships or personal life as obstacles, as things that are unfair or unnecessary. They wonder why they keep facing heartbreak, disappointment, or delays in finding the right person. But what they fail to see is that every struggle is not just a roadblock. It is preparation. It is shaping you, refining you, and forcing you to grow into the person you need to be in order to sustain the kind of relationship you truly desire. Imagine being handed something valuable without having the ability to take care of it. If you were given a delicate piece of art, but you had never learned how to preserve it, you would end up damaging it without even meaning to. Relationships are no different. The reason many people face setbacks in love is because they are not yet ready to handle the responsibility that comes with a deep, meaningful connection. And so life, or perhaps something greater, ensures that they go through challenges that teach them what they need to learn before they reach that destination. Think about the heartbreaks, the people who left, the mistakes you've made in past relationships. It is tempting to view these experiences as failures, but in reality they were lessons. Every time you were forced to confront pain, loneliness, or rejection, you had an opportunity to develop emotional resilience. Every time you faced miscommunication or conflict, you had a chance to improve how you handle challenges. Without these moments of struggle, you would enter the right relationship unprepared, and that lack of preparation would eventually lead to its downfall. Many people pray for the right person to come into their lives, but they do not realize that the trials they are going through are part of the process that will make them capable of maintaining that relationship when it arrives. Growth happens in discomfort. Strength is built through struggle. If you find yourself repeatedly facing challenges in love, it is not because you are being punished, it is because you are being prepared. Instead of resenting the struggle, embrace it, learn from it, use it as an opportunity to refine yourself, to become someone who is emotionally stable, patient, and self-aware. Because once you have learned what you need to learn, once you have grown into the person who is truly ready, the right relationship will come. And when it does, you will be able to hold on to it, not because it was handed to you, but because you became strong enough to sustain it. Love is often romanticized as something effortless, as if it's just about finding the right person and everything magically falling into place. But that's not how real love works. A meaningful relationship isn't about just feeling good, it's about responsibility. It's about committing to something greater than yourself and making the conscious choice every single day to nurture and protect it. Love is not simply about emotions. It's about action, discipline, and sacrifice. People often enter relationships hoping to receive love, validation, and happiness without realizing that a relationship demands something in return. It demands effort. It demands self-awarenesses. It demands the ability to put someone else's needs alongside your own without losing yourself in the process. If you think love is just about how someone makes you feel, then the moment things get hard, you will walk away. But if you understand that love requires responsibility, you will stay and do the work necessary to build something lasting. A relationship isn't just about two people being together, it's about building a life together. And building anything of value requires effort. It requires navigating conflicts, learning to communicate effectively, and making compromises without resentment. It requires accountability. If you don't take responsibility for your own flaws, your own emotional baggage, and your own growth, you will unconsciously place the burden of your happiness on your partner. That kind of pressure can destroy even the strongest of relationships. The truth is, many people want love, but they don't want the responsibility that comes with it. They want the comfort of companionship without the discipline of commitment. They want the highs of romance without the patience required to navigate the lows. But love is not about finding someone who will fix your life. It's about becoming the kind of person who can share a life with someone else in a meaningful way. If you're waiting for the right relationship to come into your life, ask yourself, are you truly ready for the responsibility that comes with it? Are you prepared to handle challenges with maturity rather than avoidance? Are you willing to grow alongside your partner rather than expecting them to complete you? Because love, real love, demands more than just desire. It demands responsibility. And only when you accept that responsibility will you be capable of creating something that lasts. Timing is one of the most overlooked yet crucial aspects of any relationship. People often believe that if they meet the right person, everything should work instantly. They assume that love alone is enough to sustain a relationship, but that's not how reality works. Even if two people are meant to be together, if they meet at the wrong time, when one or both of them are not yet ready, the relationship will either struggle or fall apart. There is a reason why certain things don't happen when you want them to. Life, or perhaps something greater, has a way of making sure you don't receive what you're not yet prepared for. If you are still emotionally immature, if you haven't learned how to communicate, if you haven't healed from past wounds, or if you are still searching for external validation to feel complete, then even the most perfect relationship will feel like a burden rather than a blessing. Love requires emotional stability, self-awareness, and the ability to navigate challenges with maturity. If you haven't developed these qualities, the relationship will be tested in ways you may not be ready for. There are moments when you think you found the right person, but circumstances keep pushing you apart. Maybe distance, timing, or personal struggles prevent things from working out. In those moments, it's tempting to fight against reality, to try and force something that isn't ready. But pushing a relationship before its time is like trying to harvest a crop before it is fully grown. It won't survive. Instead of seeing delays as setbacks, see them as opportunities. If things aren't aligning yet, ask yourself why. What areas of your life still need growth? What habits, fears, or patterns do you need to address before stepping into a truly healthy relationship? Patience is difficult, especially when emotions are involved. But rushing into something unprepared leads to unnecessary pain. The right relationship at the wrong time can end up feeling like the wrong relationship. But when you allow time to shape you, when you focus on becoming the best version of yourself instead of forcing an outcome, things will align when they are meant to. And when they do, you won't just be in a relationship, you'll be in a relationship that is built to last. Timing matters, and if something isn't happening yet, trust that there is a reason. Keep growing, keep learning, and when the time is truly right, nothing will stand in the way. Life has a way of teaching lessons through struggle, and nowhere is this more evident than in relationships. People often wonder why things don't come together easily, why they keep facing heartbreak, delays, or emotional change. It can feel unfair, as if they are being tested without reason. But the truth is, these trials are not punishments. They are lessons. They are designed to refine you, to shape you into the person who is truly ready for the relationship you are meant to have. Every difficult experience in love serves a purpose. If you have faced rejection, it may be teaching you self-worth. If you have experienced betrayal, it may be forcing you to recognize red flags and set stronger boundaries. If you have gone through loneliness, it may be showing you that your happiness cannot depend entirely on another person. These challenges are not meaningless. They are opportunities for growth. They force you to confront the areas in your life that need attention, the parts of yourself that still require healing and development. Many people resist this process. They view struggles as obstacles rather than as a necessary part of their journey. They ask, why is this happening to me? Instead of asking, what is this trying to teach me? But the reality is, until you learn what you need to learn, the same patterns will keep repeating. You will keep encountering the same relationship problems, the same disappointments, and the same emotional wounds until you finally confront the root cause. Growth does not happen in comfort. It happens when you are forced to face yourself, to deal with the insecurities, fears, and limitations that hold you back. If love is not coming together for you yet, it may be because there is still work to be done. Maybe you need to become more independent. Maybe you need to heal from past trauma. Maybe you need to learn patience, trust, or emotional regulation. Whatever it is, life is not denying you love. It is preparing you for it. Instead of resisting the lessons, embrace them. Ask yourself what areas of your life still need work. Focus on becoming someone who is capable of sustaining the kind of love you desire. Because when you do, when you finally learn what you need to learn, the struggles will fade, the patterns will break, and the right relationship will come. Not as a random gift, but as a result of your growth. There is a point in life when everything finally begins to align, when the struggles, delays, and heartbreaks all start to make sense. Until that moment, it can feel like nothing is working, like no matter how hard you try, love keeps slipping through your fingers. But when the time is right, when you have done the inner work necessary to become the person capable of sustaining a meaningful relationship, the barriers will fall away, and things will come together naturally. This doesn't mean that relationships will suddenly become effortless, but rather that the resistance you once faced will no longer be there. The misunderstandings that used to push people away will turn into deeper communication. The insecurities that once caused sabotage will transform into confidence and stability. You will no longer chase love out of fear or loneliness, because you will finally be standing on solid ground within yourself. And when you meet the right person at the right time, it won't feel like an uphill battle. It will feel like two people choosing each other because they are both ready. Many people try to force love before it's time, trying to make something work with the wrong person or before they are emotionally prepared. But when you push something that isn't meant to happen yet, it creates unnecessary pain. Timing is everything. You cannot rush healing, growth, or self-awareness, and without these things, even the most perfect relationship will struggle to survive. The key is to trust the process. Life, or perhaps something greater, knows what it is doing. The lessons you are learning now, the experiences you are going through, are not random. When the moment finally arrives and the right relationship enters your life, you will understand why nothing worked before. You will realize that every delay, every heartbreak, and every challenge had a purpose. Instead of feeling frustrated by the waiting, you will feel grateful that things didn't come together sooner, because now you are truly ready. The love you experience at this stage won't be something fragile or uncertain. It will be strong, stable, and deeply fulfilling because it will be built on a foundation of growth, maturity, and self-awareness. So if things aren't aligning yet, trust that they will. Keep working on yourself, keep learning, and keep growing. Because when the time is right, When you have become the person you need to be, love will arrive, and this time it will stay.